To begin to understand the differences between these two terms, it is important to clarify both concepts. On one hand, self-promotion is an activity, while on the other, personal brand is a set of ideas and emotions. As Study.com explains it, self-promotion is an attempt to present yourself to others as accomplished, capable, smart, and a skilled person. This definition, upon first reading, sure can be confused with the concept of a personal brand. However, while self-promotion is an attempt at showing something, a personal brand is the result of this attempt. In the modern world, all professionals need to constantly update their knowledge on the needs of the market, regardless of whether you are an employee or an entrepreneur. All of this is in order to know how to make yourself be recognized more effectively as a good candidate in anything you set yourself to do. Self-promotion is an ancient activity, yet most people still find it uncomfortable to even consider doing it to boost their careers or their businesses. And rightfully so. Research has shown that self-promoters, when seeking to maximize the favorability of their opinions others have of them, people engage in excessive self-promotion that has the opposite of its intended effects, decreasing liking with no positive offsetting effect on perceived competence. What we can interpret from this is that people tend to miscalculate the negative consequences of self-promotion, often resorting to bragging instead of doing something that will actually create a good impression. This is where personal branding comes in very useful to anyone wanting to create a framework of self-promotion that can be both genuine and effective. In this video, you will find the differences and similarities between self-promotion and personal branding through different variables that range from forms of communication to public reaction and value proposition. When should I develop a personal brand? The answer to this is always, since you're already working on it on a day-to-day basis. Personal brand is the set of ideas, values, and thoughts that can be perceived through your actions, personality, achievements, communication style, and etc. The change and the benefits come when you work on your personal brand purposefully, knowing how to strategically show your attributes to become better known in the field you wish to grow and lead in. For B2B leaders, it can be especially valuable to have a personal brand, since many of the clients find their options through referrals and reputation in the industry. Also, companies in this line of business compete against very specific rivals and try to get the attention from a more limited pool of clients. This is an environment where generating trust and connection is key to success, both of which personal brands seek to develop. When should I self-promote? The times to do self-promotion will vary mostly according to what you have to offer to your audience. The biggest mistake someone can make is believing that showing off a curriculum, a diploma, or a special attribute at just about any time will get people to praise them and be interested in them. The reality is very different from that. When you have to promote something you made without having a platform to publicize it, you will face the trouble of having to both prove why you're worth trusting and why your product, service, or achievement is worth being interested in. This overload of personal information can sometimes be mistaken with a sense of bragging. One of the best things you can do to avoid leaving this impression is by having a personal brand, establishing yourself in your niche, and attracting an audience that can be interested in what you have to offer. Personal brand strategy versus a strategy to self-promote. An important distinction between the processes that involve creating a personal brand or doing self-promotion is in the overall intention and interconnectivity of each action. When someone self-promotes, it regularly has a very specific goal in mind, and the goal tends to be to publicize something in particular. It can be an achievement, like a graduation or promotion, a product, like a book or an art piece, or a business venture you just started. However, this can be a separate event from all the other things you do for your personal image. On the other hand, a personal brand is a set of ideas, images, and impressions that are interconnected. When you work on a personal brand, everything you do affects and involves it. For example, every post on social media, every blog article you write, every book you publish, or any video you record, they all fall under the umbrella of your personal brand strategy. This being said, working on your personal brand requires more preparation of your actions since you reflect on the values and ideas that you want to present in the things you do. This results in a sense of unity that makes every new move you make more organic to showcase who you are and what you are capable of. Channels of communication. Both self-promotion attempts and the maintenance of a personal brand can involve the same channels of communication, such as social media, blogs, or email lists. This is one of the main similarities. Nevertheless, one channel that is more common among personal branding strategies is the website. And on the other hand, it is important to emphasize that personal brands are becoming the new curriculum. This is when knowing how to accentuate your best attributes comes in very handy. Anyone searching for clients and employers will know that social media plays a big part in the process of promoting themselves. This is why it's so important to create a portfolio or curriculum on the internet. Regardless if you are on a self-promotion venture or building a personal brand, letting your social media be your curriculum is a great way to make easy access to your achievement, credentials, products, etc. How to communicate when promoting or developing a personal brand. The following examples of self-promotion showcase an underlying issue in marketing: the invasiveness and randomness of exalting yourself for others' interests or approval. When you post something on your personal account on your social media, sharing a picture of your graduation, and have never worked to brand your page to be oriented towards a particular area or industry, it is most likely that you will be speaking to your family, friends, and co-workers. The same applies to a very invasive commercial on YouTube or Instagram, since it might appear to anyone regardless of their level of interest on the topic you promote. A lot of spectators can find it out of place and annoying. Even when you go to a networking event, finding just about anyone and suddenly telling them about your accomplishments probably won't cause the reaction you want from someone you wish to connect to. Though part of the audience might get excited for you, this act of spontaneous self-promotion can also be interpreted in different manners. The ways in which personal branding handles this better is by focusing on the preparation of a compassionate sales pitch that encapsulates other needs and problems and shows how you, with your experiences and resources, can solve them. A psychologist that says, "I've got a new master's," is not the same that one that says, "I've specialized myself in working with business and industrial environments to exploit the strengths of every team." Having a personal brand can inform any employer or client that finds you or hears about you, how you work, your thought process, your style, your skills, and more. This makes it more attractive and less invasive. Letting actions speak for you and making channels of opportunities on its own is key to mindfully promoting yourself. Knowing your audience. Knowing your audience is a key part of any process of self-promotion or personal branding. Something that seems to be a pattern on those who only self-promote is that they tend to speak to the people closest to them, since they have not worked yet on creating a platform oriented on a specific niche or industry. This results in promoting your new product to your mom, brother, childhood friend, and some co-workers or colleagues from your contact list or social media followers. On the other hand, the person who works on a brand knows the importance of conducting research and learning the needs of the market. So when that person has answers and solutions, they can provide them and promote them in the spaces that attract people who will be best benefited from them. Managing public reaction when self-promoting. When trying to promote your personal strengths or products, putting yourself in the shoes of the spectator is key. It is important to avoid what experts call social projection. One of the biggest mistakes of self-promoters is assuming that just putting the information about themselves out there is enough to attract anyone. These points connect very well to what I previously mentioned about how to communicate. Even studies have shown that people have tendencies to look down on self-promotion, since it can be seen as bragging. How do you draw the line between genuine ways to showcase your strengths and being narcissistic? The answer is, focus on the client, not yourself. The moment we are set to tell everybody around us about something, it is best to ask ourselves the following questions. How can this thing about myself or this thing I offer help someone? How would they prefer to find out about it? These are questions that anyone in branding or marketing has probably faced when working on publicity. Nevertheless, this is something that applies to a lot more than a TV commercial or a Coca-Cola ad. Remember that all that hard work you have put on yourself and your enterprise is meant to improve people's lives. And keeping this in mind, fill yourself with the confidence that is needed to put yourself out there in the most purposeful and mindful way. You can start small, working on your social media. Having a product that you're able to access as a resource is a great help when pitching yourself to anybody. It's like the perfect way to open a door to a world of possibilities that come with your skills. Always work to be authentic. This way, people can connect with you from your humanity and not just any superficial tool or aspect that any other expert in your field has. Having a personal brand as a sign of competence. Personal branding is the set of ideas and feelings that come to mind with a name. Considering this, working on your personal brand can be very beneficial to creating a reputation that can help you in any job-seeking endeavor or on your business. Any business will benefit from having directors or workers that are leaders in their field. A restaurant increases its value when its chef is well known. The same applies to a tech company and its engineers, and to a marketing company and its designers. Recent studies and data show that people believe more in other people than companies. Anyone who learns to use this influence is already one step ahead in the game. Personal branding offers a way for you to master the art of self-promotion in an authentic and genuine way. It also has a set of skills that any person that works at a company would benefit from. Self-promotion and personal branding are two activities with the potential to complement each other when chosen the more strategic path. Do you want to learn more about this process and take the challenge to take your brand to the next level? You can contact us here at Latin Empresarios in the link in the description. If you found anything interesting in this video and want to learn more on personal branding, make sure to like our video and subscribe for more content.